Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Cardano and the fact that it's up a modest 16% over the last 24 hours on the news of the Coinbase Pro listing. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So we look at the all the cryptocurrencies, and out of the top 10 or so, we notice there's one of our favorites on this channel, ADA, that's up a modest 16%. Well, of course, it is because, it came on the news of Coinbase Pro listing ADA. And I gotta say, it's a long time coming, to be completely honest. And there's a lot of people that like to wait until it's listed on Coinbase before they'll really venture into it. But a lot of times there can be some advantages to getting it before it's listed there, because this is a great example. I mean, it just pumped 16% in the last day. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, I also know that a lot of people are sort of getting ahead of themselves, and they're already calling for like a $5 ADA and whatnot, and they have Forbes on hold. Again, cancel the Forbes interview. Let's take this one step at a time. Yes, we're in this for the long haul. Yes, I think ADA can go to $5 to $10 this cycle, but it's not necessarily going to happen tomorrow. So with that in mind, let's take a pragmatic view of the market. Well, one of the things we can do is we can look at the ADA Ether valuation and sort of take inventory as to what has happened. We have often said that if there exists a set of market conditions that would allow ADA's valuation against Ether to move past this level, it was these market conditions, and we exactly saw that happen. We saw ADA blast through what had been our prior local tops, and it went straight to more or less the same area where we had these weekly candle closes and opens several years ago. Now, we have not made it to the top of some of these wicks that we hit several years ago, and I would hope that the valuation of ADA against Ether could still trend up, okay? But at the same time, I would also contend that, if it does trend back up to, say, this level, you might want to consider the implications of that. I tend to not be a this time is different type person. It doesn't necessarily mean that the ADA valuation against USD is going to go down, but I would anticipate at some point Ethereum making its own move back the other way, and that could see the ADA valuation against Ether come back down if it were to play out in that regard. But if we look at sort of where ADA is, if we go look at the daily time frame, and we can pull up the 20-day moving average. Well, this is not the 20-day. That's the 50-day. Let's pull up the 20-day moving average, see where it is. You can see, in fact, we are right above it. We dropped below it for a while. We are right above it. The 20 days at 116. We're currently at 121 or so. So again, I think we have a long ways to go. We're going to have to wait for, like a 16% move is nice, but in order to see a 100% move, we need Bitcoin to calm down a little bit, I think. Right now it's at 56.5. The dominance of Bitcoin has been bleeding some over the last few days, so that is something to keep in mind. And we also see that Bitcoin's relatively elevated, far above its 20-week moving average. To be precise, from the 20-week, Bitcoin is currently trading at about 65% above it. So with that in mind, ADA is more or less just business as usual. I don't really think anything's changed. I mean, if you look at the general market structure here, it sort of moves up, and then it sort of has a correction, and then it consolidates for a while, and then we move up. Sometimes we come back down for a little while and consolidate. Sometimes it's very short consolidation, sometimes it's longer. It looks like more or less the same, right? We move up, we're consolidating a little while. Okay, so what I would say is that if Bitcoin stays relatively bullish, like it is, and it doesn't dump to the 20-week, then it's only a matter of time before ADA is going to probably move above $1.50. Okay, this is my interpretation of the market. It's not financial advice. Of course, I could be wrong. But if Bitcoin holds these levels, then I think it's only a matter of time. Now, on the other hand, if Bitcoin goes into some type of downward spiral or something, and starts heading south, then we know that ADA USD will bleed, even if it is listed on Coinbase. So just something to keep in mind. We'll take it one step at a time. If we look at the ADA Bitcoin valuation, we still haven't even reached anywhere close to our prior all-time highs. Back in fact, in 2018, in May of 2018, the ADA Bitcoin valuation went up to around 4,100 Satoshis. In order to get to 4,100 Satoshis, ADA would need to pump another 100%, 95% or so. And to get to the valuations from, say, January of 2018, the valuation of ADA against Bitcoin would need to pump another 300%. So that would be quite a move. I don't necessarily think that ADA is going to have a 300% move now, but will it happen this market cycle? I think there's a decent chance, because I do think the entire cryptocurrency market capitalization over the next few years will likely trend to approximately $10 trillion, plus or minus a few trillion, right? What's a few $1 trillion among friends? Hopefully that sort of covers it. I mean, I wasn't planning on doing an ADA video today, but given the fact that it was listed on Coinbase and it pumped up about 15-16% over the last 24 hours, when most of everything is slightly down over the last 24 hours, I thought people would appreciate an update on that. So yes, we've gotten a nice little pump. We're up 15-20% or so. Is it something to get out of bed for? Probably not. The ADA Ether valuation has still fallen from where it was a couple weeks ago. The ADA Bitcoin valuation has still fallen from where it was a couple weeks ago. And the ADA USD valuation has still fallen from where it was a couple weeks ago. So let's just keep on waiting. This could be a reaccumulation phase for ADA if Bitcoin stays bullish. And if that's the case, then it might not be so long before maybe we get another leg up. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Remember, we have the premium list, altcoin season sale. You can find a link to that. You get access to the weekly reports and videos, the Telegram alerts channel, the Telegram chat room, the risk dashboard, the Into the Cryptoverse app, and more. Make sure you guys check it out. You can find a link to that in the description below. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.